Do you ever just look at an old picture of your entire primary school and you see that one kid where you're like, oh yeah, I like never spoke to him, but whenever I did interact with him, he was really annoying. Yeah, well now imagine that class as Castle Crashers characters, and there we have the Brute. So how's it going to you, my laddies? My name's Jacksepticeye, and today I'm gonna review my son. Yeah, welcome to the Brute review, everyone. The review where we will be looking at some random guy you encounter twice throughout the whole game. Now, you might think like, goddamn, Mr. Obscure Enemy over here is only encountered twice. What a cringe lord. Imagine being an enemy that you only encounter twice. I mean, it doesn't get any lower than that, where you only encounter an enemy once. I mean, sometimes this game raises more questions than answers. Like, why isn't the Brute the only case of obscure enemy? Like how? Now, quickly before we get into his introduction, I just want to mention to you all that I have graduated recently. Fucking happy sound.mp3 moment. AKA now I will have summer holiday, which means I hopefully have more time to spend on videos. And I will also be more active streaming on Twitch, since I now have the time to do so. So be sure to follow that too, in order to increase your penis size by 7 whole inches. And I don't care if you're a girl, too bad, now you have a 7-incher. Have fun. Alright, shameless plugging out of the way, let's get into the introduction of the broody, brute, brown, bridge, Barack Obama man Brute. Yeah. So the Brute is a green looking enemy that, like I said, you only encounter twice throughout the entire game. The first time you encounter him, and arguably where he is from, is in the 7th chapter of the game, in the factory level. You know, Lord Farquaad's, Markiplier's, and now Jacksepticeye's factory, where they produce, what was it again? Weird Olympic sports robots, Terminator ripoffs, Markiplier's milk, and now Jacksepticeye's children. I think if we keep this factory open, we're gonna get another Chernobyl soon. Like, I'm just saying, this ain't healthy. And the other time you encounter the Brute is in the most fun and enjoyable, calming level in the entire game, where everything is flowers and peace and a severe feeling of wanting to take a bite out of my keyboard. AKA in the Necromancer fight. God fucking damn it, this level can actually go to hell. Especially in insane mode. Like, in standard mode, this level is fine. But insane mode, god damn it, like, leave me alone. But yeah, you also encounter him there. And the fun thing is, as an enemy, the Brute is actually somewhat of a challenge. Both during the factory level and the shit fight. I mean 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 the Necromancer fight. He is definitely the single strongest enemy there. This is because he has a fuckload of health, and he also definitely deals quite a hit on you. So yeah, as an enemy, he is pretty damn strong. Also, did you know a little fun fact about the Brute, which is that he isn't just a really strong enemy in Castle Crashers, but he's also the smartest enemy in Castle Crashers. I mean, just look at my Discord server. I have a quotes channel, and like 80% of this channel is filled with the wise Brute, posting brave and wise quotes such as, instead of pulling the fake concept, aka the female gender, how about you pull some bro time playing Castle Crashers? Amen, brother. Amen. But moving on from Socrates 2.0, the Brute as an enemy, like I said, you know, despite him being really rare, still, when you encounter him, he can be quite a challenge, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, with this introduction out of the way, let's take a look at his cosmetic appearance. There it is. Almost perfection. Yeah, I'm not joking, this has to be one of the coolest looking characters in the entire game, without a doubt. I mean, just being honest, I haven't gotten a fucking clue as to what the hell this guy is supposed to be. I mean, it's just a collection of random cosmetic things on a green robot looking whatever the hell this is. But despite that though, like I said, he looks really fucking cool. Like, where do I even start? Alright, one by one. His entire plated mask looks sick. The scratches and what are those, bullet shots that are on there for whatever reason look awesome. I mean, okay, yes, they are only visible on the character selection screen, but still, it counts. His two, I don't know what you want to call them, horns, and his fucking broom looking ass on his head, like, they look really nice as well. And just in general, his color palette with this dark green and black combination just look really cool. So yeah, this design is, in my opinion, easily one of the best character designs I've seen so far. I love it. So then, looking at his beefy form, well, one should tell this guy to murder League of Legends players by showing them the abstract concept of sunlight. aka when he becomes a Chad, we get the form of him we are also familiar with, since this is the only form of him we ever encounter. And as a beefy form in general, I gotta say that it looks pretty cool. I kinda like the whole armor thing on his shoulders alongside the extra details on him, so yeah, I definitely think he looks pretty cool. This is definitely a decent beefy form. So then, how do you unlock the Brute Man? Well, the way you unlock this mechanized version of Shrek is by first beating the Icy Arena near the end of the game. Here you will unlock the Ice-Chemo, or as I like to call him, the Frozen Ass Crack. And then you will need to beat the game with the Ice-Chemo, and once you do that, you will unlock the Brute. So yeah, epic. Now, without further ado, let us get right into this guy's quite unique and interesting magic. So for splash attack, we have these little vines that are pretty good, I do have to say. And also, if they seem familiar, then that is because the Snaky Man uses this splash attack quite often in the game. But yeah, in terms of how good it is, well, like I said, it's definitely a good splash attack. Once you have this splash attack leveled up to a decent amount, it can stack up damage big time and really fuck over bosses, somewhat similar to the Industrialist and Fencer's magic, albeit not as overpowered. But yeah, in general, it's a really good splash attack in my opinion. So for his magic projectile, we have something that surprised the shit out of me when I first found out about it. I mean, okay, like it didn't wow me because it is overpowered or something along those lines. It was just that I have like near 400 hours on this game and I have never ever seen this magic projectile before. I'm not even joking, I originally thought the Brute had the same knife as the Thief as his magic projectile. But yeah, no, apparently not. I mean, I haven't gotten a fucking clue as to why the Brute's magic projectile is a damn acorn, but it's unique, so it's good. And then for his air projectile, we have the magic projectile, but downward again. Yep, some things really just never change. So yeah, this isn't anything special. For his elemental infusion, we have the most unique elemental infusion ever. Totally not the same one that we've been having for the last 20 years. The Armor Pierce. And then finally, for his magic jump, we have that one dad app that plays videos for 6 seconds and also creates true comedic mastery when you put the word boom behind it. Vine, or more specifically vines coming out of the ground, shrubbery, ropes, tentacle, whatever you want to call it, that magic. Which is basically the same like every other magic jump, except this one, you know, there's a certain rule on the internet, and with this magic jump, I reckon you can create some quite interesting combinations with it. Let's just keep it at that. Now, who do you unlock by beating the game as the Brute, you might be wondering? Well, just like the amount of hope my kids in the basement have, it's nothing. He's once again, as I like to say, at the end of the food chain. Now, finally, let us get into the rating of the wisest man in my Discord server. So, the Brute in general is a pretty good character. I mean, there are things like him being unique and having pretty cool magic that are nice, but of course don't actually go into his rating. But when you do look at the things that go into his rating, aka his magic, you can see that it is pretty solid stuff. His splash attack in particular is pretty good for DPS against bosses and serves for decent crowd control. And the rest of his magic is just average, so that mixed with his splash attack makes him a pretty solid character in my opinion. So therefore I'm gonna give the Obscure Green Man a solid 8 out of 10. Now, this high rating might be somewhat surprising, but I swear, try him out. Like, I swear, that splash attack can splash attack. Nah, but for real, it's pretty solid stuff, and definitely better magic than the average characters, so I personally feel that this rating is justified. And do I recommend my boy for Insane Mode? Well, I don't think this is a massive surprise, but yes, I do. I think the speed and DPS and crowd control capabilities of his splash attack give you a pretty good edge in Insane Mode, so therefore I do indeed recommend him. So yeah, conclusion, he's a pretty good character, but I still haven't gotten a fucking clue as to describe his appearance. Like, I still don't know what like 90% of the things on him are, but he's good. So yeah, that was the Brute review. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to leave a rating and be sure to comment a random sentence from the Bible. I don't know, it'd just be funny if there'd be like some Bible quotes in the comments and people who don't watch the full video are just so confused as to why the comments are filled with Bible quotes. I don't know, we call it a minuscule amount of trolling. But yeah, I'm gonna go back to playing Forza Horizon 5. And I'll see all of you guys next time. Peace.